Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Lee. This is JLeesCorner, and this is a review. You see what it is? The title is always before the video, okay? Now, I know I did not review the last episode, but I ain't feel like it. I ain't feel like it. I had all my notes and stuff. I watched it, but I was like, I don't feel like it. But I still love Green of the Leaf and everything going on, okay? But first things first, if you have not done so already, please take a moment to subscribe to my channel. And I got my whole JayBird, dun 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 dun, okay, and all that goodness. All that goodness, okay? Do not forget to also like the video, hit the like button. You can share this on your social media, on your Twitter, on your Facebooks and everything. It helps more people find me. Y'all know we all love new JayBirds who come and watch videos, okay? So don't just be a JayBird, watch all the videos. Thank you very kindly. Okay, you can also comment in the comment section below. You can make sure to hit that notification bell because it lets you know when I have new videos up. You can also follow me on IG. The name is above my head, okay? On IG and on Twitter. So, let's get into this episode. Greenleaf is a very well-written show, even though I'm frustrated that it's like the whole Greenleaf family is just in some kind of, predicament. Everybody is in some kind of predicament. And I'm like, I want them out of the predicament. I do. It hurts my heart. Okay, but let's get started. So we see Bob Newhart. I keep calling that man Bob Newhart because I think his name was Bob or something else. We call him Bob Newhart. And, he goes to Grace and tells her how he wants her to go have a conversation with another pastor of another Hope and Harmony church, okay? And he warns her, this is a white church, okay? This is a white church with a white pastor, but I want you to have a conversation with them because their membership isn't doing too well. They had 18,000 members, now they have 2. The numbers was something like that, somewhere in between. Maybe they had 5,000, now they're down to 200, something like that, okay? And then, I'm like, well, what they coming here for? What we doing, Bill? Well, not Bill. Bob. We doing, Bob? And she's like, so what am I talking to? Oh, see where his head said, we may have them join us here at Calvary. I was like, the white folk? Okay. So we see him leave or whatever. He let Phil know. Y'all know Phil is the snake. Excuse me, he's a snake, he's a serpent, okay? He is a serpent that was in the Garden of Eden talking to Adam and Eve, okay? So he talked to Phil and lets Phil know, hey, I'm going to have Grace talk to, white pastor or whatever, and see if we can merge these churches. Oh, we want me to go with her? No, it's okay. But what I do need you to, I read that sermon, or whatever. Oh, just like it. Well, it just didn't sound like me all the way. So can you tweak it a little bit? So come to find out, Bob Newhart don't write his own sermons. Bob Newhart up here getting the sermons written by Phil. Sellout Serpent Phil. I'm like, Phil, so you are a sellout, okay? You know this man is kind of living in rings or whatever. And you still write, you write that, God would not be pleased. I'm like, you are a sermon ghostwriter? You can't be ghostwriting for Jesus' pastors. Phil, what is wrong? Girl. So we also see AJ. AJ, who we know is Grace's son. The last episode, he got out of jail. You know what I'm saying? He was in Phoenix or whatever, looking for apartment and stuff, and he couldn't find one. He wasn't too happy about Grace being there. But he eventually was like, okay, she here, whatever, because it was going to happen. And then when Grace had to come back home, he got upset. So Grace called him at the end of the last episode. Grace called AJ, her son, at the end of the last episode at Slow Down, and told him she wants him to come home, okay? So now AJ is there with them in Memphis, okay? And she has him a little apartment, and she's, got him stuff to move in and everything. And he like, and she like, oh, what do you think about this? Is Lil Welcome at? And he said, well, it's not my style. I'm like, do I need to welcome back when, like, no one will even come visit me because no one knows I'm alive? I'm like, how come visit you? Grace said, isn't enough or whatever. So, they sit around his little nice little apartment and stuff, and then he in the kitchen cooking up some stuff or whatnot. Oh, you cooking some this and some that? He said, well, yeah. Oh, did you learn to cook in prison? He was like, people kill me thinking that prison is this good old school that teaches you all these tricks of the trade. He's like, no, I learned to cook with one of my foster families, you know what I'm saying? They show me things or whatnot. I was like, yeah, because prison is not a school. It's an institution, but it's not a school. But you learn things there, but you're forced to learn some things. Now we see Jacob and Carissa, who was also a serpent, if you ask me. Carissa's a different serpent. Carissa's a serpent that Jacob knows she's sneaky deaky, okay? But because she's his wife, he ignores the fact that she's probably dangerous, okay? So they're meeting with the developer who wants to buy their land. He shows them this diagram, this he has a presentation like, oh, we're gonna build this like shopping center. We're gonna have like a little yoga studio, so like a little strip mall, okay? And it's in the place where the land would be. And you can see Jacob has his reservations. He definitely has reservations. And Carissa is just smiling, that good old serpent. Carissa reminds me of Jafar, okay, in Aladdin. Okay, just hypnotizing people by looking. Okay, Jacob is not the pharaoh. Who was the daddy? Jacob is Jasmine's daddy, and she is Jafar. Just tricking him and hoodwinking him and bamboozling him with how much she loves him. Okay, we are a team. Jafar, Carissa, you don't fool me. And she looks happy. He's like, you know what? I guess we can go ahead and sell it. I'm looking like your daddy told you. Don't sell. He told you land is something you own. You don't sell it right now. Just don't do it. But Jacob don't listen. That's the reason why Jacob is always in some kind of trouble, because he don't listen to the right people at the right times. But I digress. You know, but you can tell something's up, and Carissa feels like it's like she knows something we don't know. But I digress. So when they shaking the man's hand, who's doing the deal or whatever, oh, those are some nice cufflinks. Jacob, that's your style. Like, you would like those. It's really nice. So I'm like, okay, it's gonna be something up with them damn cufflinks. But we moved on past that, okay? But again, Carissa, Jafar, okay, is something up with her. So we get to May and Bishop, and they at the house chilling or whatever, and he's on the phone talking to a friend from Atlanta. And then he tells May, this said friend who they have in Atlanta, who has a church, their guest speaker, can't make it, okay? And so they're asking Bishop, do he want to come and do one Sunday service as a guest speaker? And May is against it. She feel like we should be focused on winning Calvary back. We should be focused on our own flock, James. Okay? You can't be going out here all willy-nilly worrying about and doing sermons at other people's church. We didn't worry about Calvary. We are losing the church. I said, well, okay, now, May, but you want to be in a spotlight, James? Is it because you want to be in a spotlight? He's like, no, May, it's not about that. You know what I'm saying? It's not about the spotlight. But can the man preach? We already ain't having sex. I said, well, you know what? That's true. He is a man. He is a pastor, okay, a preacher, and he's also a husband. He can't preach and he can't have sex. I mean, he probably going crazy. All he can do is drink. Don't be leaving men to their own devices. So then Grace walks in. She's like, oh, I heard that. Excuse me. You know what I'm saying? We need a little chit chat. So she brings up how I talked to Bob, and Bob Newhart wants me to go meet with this other pastor, because he wants to possibly merge them with us. And they a white church, okay? A fully white church. And not, tea, no shade, but we all know, even in a black church, we have sprinkles of Caucasians and sprinkles of other races. But for the most part, for most black churches, it's a lot of black people. Okay, you rarely have an influx of tons of Caucasian people. It's no tea, no shade. It just is what it is. It is what it is. Okay, and they like, well, that ain't a good idea. Like, what they trying to do? And if you get too many others in your congregation, they can take over. Okay, and we don't want that. And they feel like the deacons can't know about this because the deacons would not be for the church. You know what I'm saying? Being kind of just merged, okay, with a whole bunch of other people, because we we celebrate different, okay? We worship different. We sing songs different. How we praise and worship is different. How we tithe is probably different as well. There is differences with churches who are primarily white or primarily black or any other race, like primarily Asian, primarily Hispanic. There are just different ways that things are done. Okay, it just is what it is. No tea, no shade. So Bishop brings up how, yeah, I felt like there's never really been a multiracial church with a black pastor, okay? They could be trying to, push you out there too, Grace. We got to figure out what's going on, So it could be things where Bob could be trying to, merge two churches so that Grace is no longer the pastor. Not only will Grace not be up there, but no one in their family. So they gotta take the church back. I'm like, you really, really do. So we do see Phil go talk to Charity real quick. Like, she's like, what did I do this time? Everything, Charity. Everything. Okay, Charity is just her and Carissa right now is tied for the You Ain't Shit Olympics, okay? This completely tied up in the You Ain't Shit Olympics of 2020, okay? And I don't like it. But anyway, what did I do now, Phil? He just sits there and says, I need you to get me something on Grace. I need it to be something big, and something big and bad, okay? Because if not, neither of us will preach in this church. Understand me? I understand. I can't understand for the life of me a sister who would not only take down her own sister, but her own family. And for what? You don't need to preach charity because you ain't shit. Okay? Charity's character has proven in this season, it's only whatever episode I say, it's like maybe 4. But she not in the right mindset to be preaching right now, okay? Girl, you can't lead no one's flock because you a lost sheep yourself, okay? You are a lost sheep in your life. Where your baby at? Okay, where's your son? Where's her ex-husband? I don't like how we don't see her son no more. We don't see her ex-husband Kevin no more. I'm like, need to be in here somewhere. Kevin, come get her. Come get Charity. Talk some sense into her. Somebody give her a love interest besides Phil. Oh, she's good. I understand. That is your sister, your blood, your family. Because you want to preach and you damn it, Charity. Anyway, we see Grace gets to the house and Sophia is surprisingly there. So Sophia then came back to town to meet her brother because as we now find out, Sophia and the brother have been communicating. Now when Grace was at her son's house, he did mention how he knew that Sophia's father was a chef because he did his own research. What Grace did not know again is that Sophia and AJ has been having some kind of communication and AJ told her that he was there and that he was basically had not or whatever. So I came home to be my brother. She's like, can we just talk? Like, can we just have a conversation? Now, this is where Sophia comes into the Nacho Olympics, okay? She brings up how, I know he here, he had, now he's supposed to be a secret, I know that or whatever. And then Grace like, but can't we just sit and talk? I want to talk to you. And Sophia feels like, and she says to Mama, you have been, talking all this crap for your whole life. For 40 years, you've been, dogging whoever else, and you are basically just ashamed of what you've done. And now you have to admit to everyone that you're just as bad as they are. And she isn't. Sophia has the self-righteous thought that everything has to be one way or the other. Because she's younger, she hasn't lived yet. And the fact that Grace was very, very young, got pregnant, gave the baby there's nothing wrong with when you can't take care of a child, you give it up for adoption. If you can't go through abortion, it's nothing wrong with putting a child up for adoption. And you also can't shame someone for not being ready to do that thing. Now the thing about it is, once he called her up and she didn't respond, that's still her own thing to deal with. But I don't think that Grace is like anybody else. She left because Mac was out there touching people. So Sophia is trying to make her mom feel guilty for a choice she made 20 years ago, however 25 years ago, however old it was, however old she was, however old she's now, the time difference. But I don't like that. I don't like that Sophia is trying to have this absolute anger towards her mom for a choice she made when she was Sophia's age. When Sophia made the dumb decision to not tell anyone about the pains in her body, which then caused her to have a hysterectomy. That was a whole mistake you made. And it could be that Sophia could be projecting the fact that she cannot have kids. So her mama was able to birth a kid and didn't keep it, and she can't do it. So she could also just be projecting her own angers onto her mom. Not sure. Okay, but I don't like how Sophia is like just making Grace seem as if she's a horrible, horrible person. She isn't. Carissa is, and so is Charity. Okay? And so is Bob, so is Phil. But I digress. So again, she leaves. She don't want to talk to Grace, so she leaves and she goes to see AJ. And for the main part, they sitting around just drinking, talking or whatever, you know what I'm saying, he brings up how when he was about to turn 18, how the foster family he was with at that time told him, like, kind of put him out. So, okay, you can go now, because again, he needs a check. And once he turned 18, they don't get no more money for him, so they didn't want to have him around anymore. And he kind of, went from place to place at that point. So she brings up how, well, I'm your sister, and I'm going to be here for you regardless of whatever, I'm not like my mom, like I'm nothing like her. You are. You don't want to admit it, but you are the same way your mama kind of pushed her family away because she didn't like what they were doing. You're doing the same thing to your mom. So you're just like Grace. But I digress. But no, Grace is a bit, anyway. So he like, you and Grace are just like y'all both are like, this all in thing, and it's easier said than done. It's easy for someone to say, I'm gonna be here, but it's hard for them to keep their word and actually do it or whatever. So there's no weirdness between them, but it do seem like he is just standoffish because he don't know her yet. You know what I'm saying? Even as a sister. And so because they was sitting up there drinking, she's a lightweight, so she's like, "Oh, I just need to rest my eyes for a minute." And so she hands him her drink, and she lays down, and she kind of falls asleep. And he pours her drink into his glass, and he just keeps drinking, okay? And he puts the cover over her, whatever. So I'm like, "Oh, that's really, really nice." Now, see, Zora is at home upset because Sophia told her that she was going to meet with somebody else or whatever. But when Zora didn't come back that night, she called see a person and see a person. I didn't even know that Zora was back in town. I mean, that Sophia was back in town. And so when Sophia comes home the following morning with a whole little a cake because she started, she didn't come back. Zora's pissed. You're a lying bitch. I'm looking like, watch, girl. I know you not talking, Zora, because you've been a lying bitch for 3 seasons. But she says, I called so and so, y'all wasn't together, and you came up in here, you was gone all night or whatever. You lied to me, and you up here, you smell like liquor. So you've been drinking. So who was you with? And Sophia, of course, can't tell her because it's a secret. And so she just does the same thing, and then she's like, you know what, I have to leave because again, I can't stay here because now Zora's pissed. But Zora, not to say Zora don't matter. Not gonna say that. But Zora's the last person to judge anybody on their actions. You left with a whole abusive jerk, okay? And was gone for all that time. Girl, we see May and Chris exchange pleasant, shady comments, okay? They're both at the little printer, copier, fax machine in the house or whatever, and Chris like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be meeting with Phil. Phil wants to like hear about the school or whatever, so I'm gonna be with him later. Oh, are you? Okay. So, Chris then brings up how her and Jacob are selling the land. Oh, so I guess the talk that Bishop had with Jacob didn't work, huh? It is our land to sell, May. And May said Eve was also free to bite the apple. And look what I got her. All of us. Okay, bye. And I'm like, come on now, May. Let her know you are free to do what you want to do. But don't forget, when you do something that has repercussions, it has consequences. The same as when Eve bit that apple. And I keep telling, I said it since episode 1 that hope and harmony are the serpents in the Garden of Eden. And everybody biting it. Now, Charity already done bit Phil's apple. Okay? And now it seems like Carissa gonna bite a damn apple her damn self. But I digress. So we do see Grace meets with the pastor, the white guy pastor, whatever. And he don't really want to join Calvary. He brings up how it's really Phil's idea. And not Phil, Bob, the white guy. And, he's like, when Bob talked to me about it, I mentioned like 5 or 6 white churches that we could merge with. And Bob kept saying to me, get back on the paper. And she was like, well, what does that mean? He said, like when you train a dog, get back on the paper. I'm looking like, he called you a dog? Now, but keep saying, when he talking to Phil, he keep calling Phil like, boy, oh, that's a good boy. Again, racist undertones. So, he feels like, Bob has his way of doing things, and it doesn't make things easy. It makes people feel like he's telling them what to do without telling them what to do. Like, okay, keep throwing out suggestions until I tell you that's what I want. And for what? And he also does not know why, Bob really wants them to be at Calvary, but it's clear that it isn't his idea which is kind of how Bob made it seem to Grace. But we know that Bob ain't shit, okay? Didn't you know that you ain't shit? Anyway, so Carissa then meets with Phil to discuss the school or whatever. And he like, oh, this is great information. I'll pass it along to Bob. And then they shake hands. When they shake hands, Phil is wearing the same kind of cufflinks that the developer had on when they signed the deal to sell their land. And she's like, those are great cufflinks. Where did you get those from? Oh, Phil. Got them from Phil. She's like, oh, well, I want to get some for Jacob. Like, where can I get them from? Oh, Phil has some specially made, for people. And he says it and she clicks and she thinks, oh my God, if Phil gets some specially made for people, probably who we work with, that means something in the water ain't clean. So she calls her realtor. I need to figure out who the company is that owns the company who's trying to buy our land or whatever. And I'm like, you have to know it. You have to get it that it's Bob, okay? But she's waiting to hear back from them. So Charity being nosy, she's been nosy Rosie, okay? Nosy Rosie, Charity. Somehow get BB and CCY and get the damn niece, okay? Because she's being too much, okay? She's being fast at this damn school. In this church. So she being nosy and she's going to Corinne, who is the secretary for everyone in the church. And she's like, is Grace single? Like, I want to hook her. I have a guy. And so at first Corinne thought she was talking about herself. And then she's like, oh, you like Phil? She's like, Phil? I hate Phil. No. Liar. Lying in God's house. So anyway, she then said, well, no, I want to hook Grace up with someone. So it's like, is she single? She's like, I think so. Why don't you ask her? Girl, is she single? She's like, as far as I know, yes, she's single. What about Noah? Wasn't he here, before? She's like, he was here for something, for something real quick. Oh, you think him and Grace are together? She's like, he's married. No, they're married. But was he here for Grace? She's like, look, I told you he's married. Now leave me alone. Go away with me with that bull crap. And so she gets to thinking. So she gets back to her office and she calls Noah in his wife's house, leaves a message on their home phone saying, oh, hey, Noah, how dare you come to town and come to Calvary and meet and not see the whole family? Give me a call. Fake as frog hair. Fake as frog's hair. She knew doing that would cause some kind of effect. Either he would call her back or the wife would or something would happen. And she was like, I'm like, ooh. Then ate that apple, now you rotten. So we do see Mamie with Bob. Mainly because she's like, you're trying to merge the two churches. It ain't gonna work. It should not happen, I'm saying? Because Calvary is the black church and it's a place where we could always be free and safe to be ourselves. I'm saying? And to worship how we worship. But you try to merge, people may not like that. And he like, it's time to change. You know what I'm saying? How can we be in a place where we're supposed to love our neighbors if we can't merge together? You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. And I'm like, whatever. And she do ask, like, what if people don't like it? Like, what if, Grace isn't the voice that the white folk want to hear? And he said, Grace may be the voice they do want to hear. And if, it comes out that Grace isn't the voice of people, then God will find someone else. Because Bob ain't shit either, but I digress. So we do see Sophia leave again, okay? She done packed up her bags to fly out and go back to school. And, she leaves and she's because May called her. I didn't know you was here. What's going on? So Sophia won't tell May what's going on. She's like, this video my mom talk about. I can't discuss it or whatever. And so when Grace comes downstairs, Sophia's leaving. She's like, I won't tell your secret, but I also won't lie for you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna come back here until everyone knows about my brother. And then she kind of leaves or whatever. And when May asks Grace, what is going on? What's going on? And it's between us, Mama. I don't want to talk about it. Well, I talked to Bob. Mom, why would you do that? For what? Like, what are you trying to do? We are losing the church, Grace, okay? We are losing. And she's not saying that it's Grace's fault. She's just saying, like, it's slipping away from them because it's just a lot going on or whatever. And Grace is like, well, Mama, it don't matter because the white church don't even really want to join us, okay? That's Bob's stuff. But they don't want to join us, so we will see, how it happens. So they at the church at Sunday service or whatever. Honey, and Charity and Bob's white-ass daughter is singing a song. It was horrible. Okay, I don't know who was off key. excuse me, or what? I mean, it's like Charity was trying to sing her own way. Girl, sometimes, black and white don't merge the right way, and it can be off kilter. And it was like, girl, and the congregation was like, what is what is this? This isn't God's song. Is Jesus even here today? I don't think Jesus would like this melody. It was just a really not good song or whatever. So then Grace starts to preach, okay? She gave a great, like a whole 2 minute sermon, you know what I'm saying, about people who try to force people to do other things, okay? And she brings up how Pharaoh, back in Egypt, were trying to make people do things that he wanted them to do. And then he went so far as to, condemning the firstborn, in people's family and end up costing him his own son, okay? And she then said, you know what I'm saying, Pharaoh told people to do, and it's not what they wanted to do, and he did not realize that just brought people together, okay, to rise up against him, okay. And then at first, Bob and this is a different way to speak about Pharaoh and about Noah. Like this is something different. And as she's talking, she's like, they don't realize, no one should push around God's people, okay? Because you are pushing us together to rise up, okay? And I'm like, come on now, Grace. God is using you to unite us. And I'm like, okay. So at this point, Phil and Bob was like, is she talking about us? Yes. Y'all are Pharaoh in the story, okay? Y'all are definitely Pharaoh in the story. Rise up, church. Rise up. I'm like, girl, I got up. I was like, come on now, Grace. Come on now, Grace. And she was like, because when you, woe will be you, what I'm saying? Woe to you when we rise up in the face of trouble, rise up, and it's the face of all this stuff, okay? Everything that we going through, rise up, okay? Because it's bring us together. Everyone is loving the service, the sermon, and woe to you when we get together, because it will cost you everything. And I'm like, Grace, it was amazing. I posted a clip of it on my Twitter, the little 2 minute thing or whatever, because it will cost you everything. And I'm like, come on now, May Jr. Okay, because she changes everything, and it was funny because the church all rose up, was very, very, euphoric and, and connected or whatever, and rose up together, and feeling Bob looking like, what did she just do? She just let you know that y'all are uniting them. But I digress. So Phil and Bob don't look too happy. They look real, real nervous, okay? But her parents, May and Bishop, like, you did great. Okay, that was amazing. It really, really was. And then we see a couple of different things, okay? Now we see AJ is in his apartment all alone, okay? He done came back by himself. It's like 12 p.m. and he drinking. Sitting in his house alone, just drinking. And I feel like, Grace, what else do you think he gonna do in that apartment when he don't know anybody here? Like, he it's just him. So I feel like that's gonna be a whole situation to deal with, okay? He's gonna probably get drunk at one point and tell us like who he is. It's gonna be like, oh, trouble, trouble, okay? And then we see Carissa. Carissa gets a phone call back from her realtor who was looking to who owns the company that's buying the land. And she confirms that it is point blank, period, hope and harmony. And she was like, oh, Carissa, I have the closing scheduled for today. Like, can you guys, is that gonna be an issue? No, we'll be there. I'm looking like, no. No, girl. And they go to closing, and she don't tell Jacob nothing. She let Jacob sign that deal, and not knowing that Hope and Harmony is buying their land. Carissa ain't shit. Ooh, the actors who play Carissa, girl, I don't know what else you play in, but you as his character, you ain't shit, girl. You let your husband literally sign a deal, the same company he's fighting to get his church back. You let them buy his land because you want to move out his parents' house. Carissa, you are the worst wife on television. Girl, ooh, she ain't shit. Now we then see Bob meet with Grace because he's upset. You know what I'm saying? He's upset. You are not in charge. Okay, you work for us. You get a paycheck from us. You don't own nothing. Here, your office is ours. The church robes is ours. The Bible, all the stuff is ours. Okay, and you are an employee. She's like, oh, did I get a nerve? Like, what's the issue, Bob Newhart? Okay, he's like, look, you know what? The other church pastor said that he doesn't want to come here. He wants to stay put and try to, you know what I'm saying, see what happens for another year or so. She's like, okay, like they don't want to come here. What's the big issue? I don't get it. We just merged with y'all. Like, why do you want us who just merged with y'all to bring others here right now? Why is it so soon? Like, what's the deal? What's the dealio? Whatever. You know what? I'm trying to make this world a better place. Unlike you, who's using your this and that to be suffering. Girl, I don't know what he said or whatever. What do you mean? Like, what I mean is one more move like that, and you, your brother, your sister are out of here. And now they are on a thin line, and it's all because of you. It'll all be because of you. Somebody go flat field tires. All up and through. Oh, Bob. I'm sorry, Bob. We then see Grace gets a phone call. Okay, and it's Noah. And he's upset a little bit. Okay, he's at a bar drinking. And she's like, hey, what's up? Whatever. My wife threw me out. She's like, what? Why? Your sister Charity called the house and left a message talking about how I was up there, whatever, and she knew I went and visited you. So she's like, you told her the truth, and he's like, yes, I told her the truth because I figured she wouldn't be so mad if she knew the reason I went there. He's like, but I was wrong. She threw me out. It's over, and I just can't believe it or whatever. Okay, so what are you gonna do now? He says, I'm gonna move back to Memphis and get to know our son. I said, oop, and I whoop. Okay, so he will be back. I hope he grows his goatee back because he looks so different, plain face or whatever. I'm like, I don't know about you. But that was the whole episode. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, watch the whole way through. Okay, I need you to put, you know what I'm saying, nail polish, no, we already did that one before. What are we going to put? Oh, you know what? I want you to put red fish, blue fish, and then make it into some kind of song or some kind of sentence or whatever. Girl, just make up something. I don't know. It's hard coming up with things. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. I don't know, but I'm done. Peace.